Napansin niyo rin ba na dumadami na yung nagsi-switch from K-drama to C-drama? So napansin ko sa kapatid ko, sa mga kaibigan ko, dati ang nire-recommend nila sa aking panuodin is mga K-drama shows from Netflix. But over the past few months, puro C-drama na yung nire-recommend nila at pinapanood nila. So ako na-curious ako, ano ba yung title nung isa sa mga favorite nilang panoodin sa Netflix? At nalaman ko na nga, ang title ay The Pursuit of Jade. So, napanood niyo na ba yun? Na-curious tuloy ako. Ano ba yung naiiba sa mga C-dramas? Bakit biglang lumipat yung viewership? So, I looked closely into the formula ng Pursuit of Jade ng Netflix at nalaman ko that this show got a lot of people hyped and hooked kasi sobrang kakaiba pala talaga. So, tinanong ko, bakit paborito mo yung The Pursuit of Jade? And sabi talaga ng kapatid ko, it's because, alam mo, astig nung bidang lalaki. He is very aspirational o parang ang galing niya. And then yung mga battlefield arcs is kakaiba. Hindi ko siya kaagad nahuhulaan. Kasi itong sister ko talagang grabe yan manood ng mga K-drama, yung mga bagong shows. Yun talaga yung stress reliever niya. So, itong mga K-drama shows na pinapanood niya, sabi niya, ate, madali ko na silang masyadong mahulaan. So, dahil doon, nabobore na ako, hindi ko na siya gustong panoodin. I felt that I already saw it. And then, sabi rin ng friend ko, who is from the US, by the way, na-hook siya sa mga Chinese drama because kakaiba yung cinematography nila. It's something new sa mata niya, pati yung mga costumes nila. And then she loves na may element ng fantasy. So, nakaka-escape siya actually sa mga daily stress and worries niya. Which is the whole point actually, di ba? Kung bakit ka nanonood. Gusto mo that for a moment, wala ka muna dun sa current reality mo. So, I think that's one of the many reasons bakit nag-surge ang mga viewership ng Chinese drama. To be fair, dati naman nang maganda talaga yung mga Chinese dramas. But I guess, kasi dati, hindi naman talaga yan tinatranslate well and wala pa talaga yung distribution ng Netflix dati that makes it easy for us to search for these Chinese dramas. And nung nauso nga, nung na-train tayo from Chinese short dramas sa Facebook, doon na tayo na-encourage actually to open yung mga Chinese drama shows on Netflix. So, tiningnan ko, ano ba yung kwento ng Pursuit of Jade? Bakit na-addict sila dito? So, yung Pursuit of Jade pala is about Fan Chang-yu, who is a butcher's daughter who ends up in a contract marriage with Shi Zheng, a fallen noble with a vendetta and a mission. So, nung una, practical lang yung marriage nila, but for some reason, nag-break out yung war, and dahil dito, na-develop yung real feelings nila nung nagkahiwalay sila. So, nung una, wala talaga silang real feelings, but eventually, madidevelop ito. And yung babae na bida, susundan niya yung lalaki, who is a noble sa battlefield, and doon na magkakaroon ng mga maraming mga iba-ibang stories. Minsan may halo ding fantasy, may halong comedy. So, yung girl, mapupunta siya sa battlefield para hanapin yung asawa niya. So, yung lalaking bida naman will fight for his way to go back to his noble status para din protektahan ang kanilang bansa at ang kanyang legacy talaga. So, kung tutuusin mo, wala naman yung masyadong kakaiba dun sa story na yun. Pero I guess with the way they executed it, kaya nahuhook talaga yung mga viewers. Isa na sinasabi nila is, yung mga lalaking bida in Chinese stories in Chinese novels, they are very humble and mahal talaga nila yung girl and slow burn talaga. Hindi siya parang like the western shows wherein first day pa lang nila magkakilala, may nangyari na, alam mo yun, which is very boring talaga minsan, di ba? So, I think one of the greatest things na naging kakaiba sa kanila is they also stuck with nationalistic elements and makikita mo na nag-grow or nagde-develop yung character nung lalaki over time. Nagiging strong siya sa plot ng story and intense talaga yung mga emotions and unpredictable yung plot. Sadly, a lot of the K-drama shows that are being released right now are, sabi nila, masyadong too safe. parang hindi na masyado nag-i-invest yung mga K-drama or yung Netflix in shows na alam mo yung kakaiba, yung quirky, yung witty, and parang kakaiba din yung color grading nila recently. It's too colorful na nawala na yung parang alam mo yung feeling mo na parang gusto mo siyang panuudin. And although magaling pa rin yung casting ng K-drama, like laging pogi at maganda, but wala na yung element of surprise. Parang merong drought ng mga good K-dramas. I mean, naalala ko dati, kapag may K-drama na bagong release, parang lahat ng tao pinapanood yan and inaabangan yan. Lalong-lalo na dati, yung mga kasagsagan ng kasikatan nila Lee Min Ho and nila Hyun Bin. Wala na yung ganong feeling. I mean, after the pandemic, it's just a lot of things change. At saka, I also noticed that a lot of the K-drama stories are becoming too Western. Napansin ko nga even in BTS, di ba, a lot of people are waiting for the comeback of BTS. Nung nilabas nila yung music video nila na Swim, I thought it was going to be nationalistic in, alam mo yun, yung akala ko it was about South Korea's values, strength. And then, nagulat ako that the song was majority talaga English. Tas title niya pa Swim. And then, yung mga costume nila was very westernized. So, arirang pa yung title nila. It felt like a loss of identity. Considering na, 'di ba, they were really the ones na nag-start na magsabi na kapag nag-start na silang kumakanta ng pure English or puro English na lang sa album nila, that is no longer BTS. So I think in a way, in pag kinompare mo siya sa nangyayari sa mga K-drama shows right now that are being released on Netflix, masyado na siyang westernized. Unlike dito sa Chinese dramas like The Pursuit of Jade, wherein talagang nilalagay nila yung culture nila, yung history nila, and they are also very open to creating something new and yung hindi mo pa talaga napanood para ikaw mahook ka talaga. So yung Pursuit of Jade ng Netflix is so well loved at pasok nga daw siya sa top 10 Chinese romance novel films according sa mga Redditors. And because meron siyang element ng bold and sweet, yung bold na, I mean, ang ibig ko sabihin is it's impactful ha, hindi yung may parang kakaiba. So, kumbaga sobrang romantic na may halong action, fantasy, tapos may comedy din. And yun nga, ang humble nung male character. And what is also good about them is that it is also very light-hearted and gives importance to the historical dramas, the life of the royals, yung mga warriors nila, as in lalaking lalaki. Alam mo yun, kahit na parang medyo maganda rin yung itsura ng mga Chinese actors na lalaki. Like, they look a little bit mas payat. Pero like, the characters of the male in the story is very masculine talaga, which is what the viewers are really intensely following kasi yun talaga yung gusto ng mga babae. And alam naman natin na ang demographic ng nanonood karaniwan ng mga ganito ay babae. So, it is aspirational at gusto ko rin na may spiritual journey siya, yung mga characters nila through lifetimes and realms. So I feel of course na inaabangan pa rin naman natin that the K-drama will finally go back to its roots and sana no may lumabas pa rin mga magagandang shows. Pero I guess they have to reinvent again and see what they are doing wrong kasi a lot of the shows na lumalabas right now including one show that showed Park Jin Young and Kim Min Yoo only debuted at Korea at 1% viewership. So, I hope that soon makabalik sila sa mga old formulas nila. The last K-drama I watched is Crash Landing on You. Of course, K-drama will always be K-drama. And we have ultimate respect for the creatives that built it. But for now, we also are grateful for the experience of the Chinese drama. So thank you for watching my vlog And God bless you so much. Jesus loves you.